Hey friends, welcome back in. Tree Week, a celebration of trees and all the ways they bring value to our lives. Happiness, too. Tree Week happening statewide, but began in Lexington with the goal of connecting with the trees that surround us.
That's right. And with us today to help celebrate Tree Week and to talk about all of the events and festivities planned is Heather Wilson, Urban Forestry Program Manager, and Mary Arthur with the Tree Week Lexington Planning Team. Guys, thank you so much for coming in today. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Sure, absolutely.
I think we came to the right place.
Yeah.
Those are impressive titles.
I know.
Thanks.
Very involved. So tell us about Tree Week, especially for those out there that weren't aware of Tree Week and all the events and everything.
Yeah, so this is the 7th year we've had Tree Week in Lexington. Tree Week started in Lexington 7 years ago. It's now all over the state.
Yeah.
In Lexington this year, we're going to have about 68 different events, and we're going to kick it off on Friday night with a big tree planting. We're going to plant 7 trees for the 7th year in Mary Todd Park.
I love it.
And we're going to have a band. We're going to have the band Lilac. We're going to have a food truck. We're going to have many organizations talking about all the things related to trees and the nature where we live. So I think it's going to be a great event.
Yeah.
And we hope to see a lot of people there.
I love it.
It's going to be fantastic.
I'm just curious, too, from the committee standpoints and expert standpoints, how does Lexington fare in terms of trees? Do we have enough? Are we looking for more?
I don't think we can ever have enough.
Can never have enough.
Right.
Always looking for more.
Lexington actually is pretty decent as far as tree canopy in our region. We are growing in tree canopy. We've done 2 studies to show that in the past 10 years we've actually increased our tree canopy.
Nice.
Of course we get these big storms and we lose canopy all the time, so
Sure.
increasing and maintaining is always a goal. And that's one of the things that Tree Week can really help us highlight is the importance of what we have and how we create more of that for our communities.
I love it. Back to it takes a village.
Exactly.
That's exactly right.
And you know what? Why we all know that trees are vitally important. Let's talk about that. Why are they so important?
Trees are so important for a lot of reasons. I mean, just the way we feel when we're surrounded by trees and nature in urban systems is really good for our health. But they're also really important for things like stormwater drainage, for cooling our houses and our homes and our buildings, so they reduce the energy demand. What else? Just shade itself. We could go on and on.
Yeah.
It
Well,
helps.
you really feel it too when you come to a new neighborhood and there's all those little trees and you're like, come on guys, we need you big.
It's so hot in this neighborhood.
Yes.
Like getting those shade trees really makes a huge difference.
And not to mention that they help filter, our oxygen that we're breathing every single day. It's just so important.
Yeah, they shorten our time spent in hospitals, they decrease our stress levels, they increase test scores in schools, they help kids focus a lot better. They do a whole lot of things that are not necessarily measurable, but they are measurable in a sense of our ability to cope with the stresses of life.
That's
and they
so
give us
important.
identity, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. Well, you all mentioned 60-some events, so let's go over some of those highlights. What do you all have planned for us?
Well, after the Signature Tree event, a couple of events I'm especially looking forward to. One is Poetry Under the Trees at McConnell Springs. I think that's going to be really, really fun. There's an event at the Arboretum Walk with the Doc, so that's through UK Integrative Medicine, and they'll be talking again about the power of urban nature and trees in health. What else?
We have a couple that I'm looking forward to. We have an event called Tree Evangelist, which is the 2nd Saturday of Tree Week. It's a way for people to come out and plant trees in a neighborhood that needs more tree canopy, as well as learn how to plant trees and take care of trees. And then we have a Reforest the Bluegrass site event where we're starting a Reforest Bluegrass stewardship program, empowering our neighbors and our community to come help us keep our woodlands clean and healthy and kind of help keep an eye on them.
Yeah,
so those are some I'm excited about.
I love this. That's
Wonderful.
great. Okay,
empowered
it
and
is.
putting people into action.
Yes.
This is so important.
Exactly. So how do folks find out more information and get involved? I know that a lot of folks are watching right now.
They're
kind of,
what
they can do to help.
Well, they might see this brochure flying around various places, and we're happy to give them out to people. But if they go to treeweeklexington.com, they'll pull up the entire menu of events for the whole 10 days.
Wonderful.
8 days, or however many days it is.
And there are some pre-Tree Week events, there are some post-Tree Week events, so it doesn't fit in your week. There are still some things or some ways to be involved. And also, They are all over Lexington. They are put on by our community and by our community members.
Yeah.
So ideally, there's something that fits for everybody each day, some kind of time slot. We tried to encourage people to really host them when it works for the community.
Yeah,
That's great.
Absolutely. That's great. I
Well
love it.
planned for good reason.
It takes a village.
It does.
Yes. Bring the community together around trees.
I love it. Yeah, there's
Exactly.
fellowship too. with
Totally,
this, so
totally. Community building.
That's right.
Happiness.
Yeah.
Thank you both for what you're doing, and the teams. We know that there's a lot
Yes.
of folks behind you that's making this all
Yep,
work.
for sure.
So
Very grassroots.
Yes. Thank you
Very
so much for
important.
coming in today.
Thank
too.
you all
Thanks
for
for
having
appreciate
having
you
us.
both.
Yep.
Back after this. Stick around.